My fiancée once texted me, "Lol, you thought I'd cancel the Miami trip for your surgery?" All I had done was ask her to be there for me during an operation. I texted back, "My bad," but later, when she called the hospital, the nurse told her something that completely changed everything. So, here's my story. My fiancée decided Miami was more important than my surgery, so I let her enjoy her trip. And then everything went completely off the rails. I'm 27, male, Fiona and I have been together for 3 years, engaged for 6 months. We live in my apartment, the one I've been paying for since before we even met. She moved in after 8 months. In all that time, she's never paid for more than groceries. We had our whole future planned out, a beach wedding next summer, a honeymoon in Greece, the white picket fence dream. But then the universe decided to step in. Thank God for that tumor. It started like any normal morning. Routine checkup. I thought I'd be in and out in 20 minutes, maybe get lectured about my diet. Instead, Dr. Williams starts poking around my side with that look. You know the look, the one that says this is about to ruin your whole month. He tells me we need to run additional tests. In doctor speak, that means congratulations, something's trying to kill you. A week of anxiety. Later court scans, blood work, endless waiting rooms that smell like despair, and hand sanitizer. I finally get the verdict. A benign tumor on my kidney, but in a nasty spot, wrapped around important stuff. Surgery is the only option, Dr. Williams explains. I'll be in the hospital for 2-3 days minimum. Recovery about 4 weeks. I'll need someone with me 24/7 for at least the first week. No driving, no lifting, no being alone. I call Fiona from the hospital parking lot. I tell her about the tumor, the surgery date April 15th, and that I'll need her help during recovery. I can hear her typing the whole time, probably Instagram captions or work emails. When I finish, there's a long pause. Wait, April 15th? That's Miami week? She actually asks if I can reschedule the surgery for after her trip. Like I'm moving a dentist appointment instead of getting a tumor removed. I try to explain this is the earliest surgery slot available and that I really need her here. She sighs like I just asked her to donate a kidney. Fine, I'll ask the girls. They're counting on me. That night, she comes home, drops her purse, makes herself a drink, then says, "So I talked to the girls. They think it's really manipulative that you're trying to make me cancel." Manipulative. Let that sink in. I have a tumor, Fiona. She tells me her friend Sarah's dad is a surgeon and that doctors always make everything sound urgent. It's how they justify their FEs. Then she says, "Look, I can't just drop everything because you're having a medical procedure. I have a life too, Zach. What about in sickness and in health?" I ask. Her response? "We haven't taken those vows yet." Honestly, this guilt trip is making me question if we're ready for marriage. She tells me to just hire a nurse. I tell her she's really going to miss my surgery for a vacation. Her answer, "Stop being selfish. My life doesn't revolve around you." The next morning, she announces she's going to Miami. The girls need me. The trip is paid for. I'm not letting your medical drama ruin something I've been planning for months. I just say quietly, "Okay." 2 weeks later, I send her one last text. "I'm really worried about this. I need you there with me." 3 hours later, she replies, "Lol, seriously? You actually thought I'd cancel Miami for your surgery? It's not even cancer. Stop being such a baby about it." I screenshot that. Then I text back, "My mistake." After that, I knew I was on my own. No family to help. No fiancé. Surgery. In 5 days, I tell my boss Mark. He's been through medical issues himself, so he sets me up with the HR rep, Janet, gives me her personal number and says, "If you get stuck, call me. This isn't something you handle alone." That night, I start researching recovery. Turns out the doctor was right. I really will need 24/7's help. Fiona is busy posting Miami outfit ideas on Instagram. That's when I call Liam, my best friend from college. When I tell him what's going on, he says, "Wait, your fiancée is going to Miami while you have surgery? Is she mentally deficient? Did she hit her head as a child multiple times?" When I tell him she thinks I'm being manipulative, he says, "You have a tumor, you idiot." That's not dramatic. I'm driving up there. I tell him it's not necessary. He tells me to shut up. Liam arrives the day before surgery with a duffel bag, groceries, and a bottle of good whiskey for after I'm off pain meds. We hang out, watch movies, eat pizza. It feels normal. Around PM, Fiona texts, hope everything goes well tomorrow. Try not to be mad at me forever. Morning of April 15th, she leaves at 5 o'clock a.m., gives me the weakest hug imaginable, and says, try not to die or whatever. I'll bring you back something from Miami. Liam shows up an hour later, grinning. Ready to get this tumor evicted, landlord? At the hospital, the intake nurse, Pamela, asks who my emergency contact is. I tell her to change it to Liam. Your Fiancee couldn't make it. She asks. Liam snorts. She's in Miami getting her drink on. Priorities, you know. Pamela freezes. What? Miami? During your surgery? Yep. Surgery goes perfectly. I wake up groggy. Liam sitting next to me. He shows me Fiona's Instagram 15 posts in one day, including bikini shots and a group photo captioned, "Some things are more important than drama." By 6 o'clock p.m., my phone is blowing up with texts from her. Why aren't you answering? I know you're mad, but don't be childish. The least you could do is let me know you're alive. Liam reads them in a perfect Valley Girl voice. I tell him to let her sweat. Then the nurse's station phone rings. Pamela returns, grinning. Your soon-to-be ex-fiancée is calling. She wants to speak with you immediately. Tell her I'm sleeping. Pamela smiles wider. Understood. She comes back later. She's called for more times. Says you're playing games and she has a right to know what's happening. Tell her whatever you think is medically appropriate, I say, and that's where things really started to get interesting. Sure enough, here's where Pamela earned her spot in the Hall of Fame. Liam had been eavesdropping, and apparently, Pamela told Fiona that I was unconscious and unresponsive following surgical complications, and that only emergency contacts or immediate family could get detailed medical info, hospital policy. Technically, she wasn't lying. I was unconscious napping. Unresponsive also because I was napping. And yes, surgery is always complicated. Liam was my emergency contact. Immediate family by choice. The text thread from Fiona went absolutely nuclear. What complications? Why are you unconscious? Why is Liam there instead of me? I'm your fiancée, Pamela said. Only emergency contacts. WTF? Are you dying? I'm booking a flight right now. Liam started reading them out loud in this ridiculous dramatic voice. Oh, this one's good. If you die, I will never forgive you. He pauses. What the hell does that even mean? Screenshot. This is going to be fun. Then the cherry on top. She posts on Instagram. Please pray for my fiancé. Emergency situation. Might have to come home early. The comments poured in immediately. OMG, what happened? Wait, weren't you just posting bikini pics? Is everything okay? Then Jessica, bless her, a true friend, comments, didn't you say yesterday he was being dramatic about routine surgery? That comment disappeared in minutes, but the internet is forever. Liam naturally got a screenshot. Your fiancé is about to learn a valuable lesson about social media, he says. Talk, get hit. Pamela comes back around PM with my evening meds and a clipboard full of notes. Your fiancé called 6 more times. I documented every conversation. For the medical records, what's she saying now? I ask. She demanded to speak with the surgeon, the hospital administrator, and threatened to call the state medical board for patient privacy violations because we won't give her detailed medical information about someone who's not her husband and who explicitly removed her as emergency contact. Liam is laughing so hard he's wheezing. She's really doubling down on the crazy. Pamela smirks. Then Fiona starts crying, saying it was all a misunderstanding and she just wanted to know I was okay. Then she's screaming about manipulation and conspiracy theories. She's hitting all the classics. The overnight charge nurse is excited to take over. Pamela adds, word spread. Everyone wants to see how this plays out. I turn my phone off and sleep better than I have in weeks. The next morning, I wake up to 89 texts and 43 missed calls. Liam's been documenting everything. She facetimed. You at 2 o'clock a.m. from some club bathroom, Liam says. Totally hammered, crying about how she made a mistake and needs to know you're okay. I told her you were in intensive care. Am I in intensive care? I ask. You're intensively eating Jell-O and watching Rick and Morty. Close enough. Pamela walks in around 4 rounds later holding what looks like a scorecard. Your fiancé called 18 times. The night shift made it a competition. Each call earned points based on how dramatic she got. What's the high score? I ask. Call number 14. She threatened to call the governor if we didn't give her information about a Pennsylvania hospital from Florida. Panic makes people stupid, Pamela says. Speaking of which, she's apparently calling every hospital in the city trying to find you. She can do that. She can try, but you're registered as private unless she has your exact room number and patient code. We won't even confirm you exist. Around 11 o'clock a.m., the morning nurse Kevin pops in. Got a call from Presbyterian Hospital downtown. Some woman asked if they had a Zach recovering from kidney surgery. When they said no, she told them to check again because someone was lying to her. She's calling random hospitals. Gets better. She called Children's Hospital asking if they treat adults. When they said no, she asked if they were covering up for other hospitals because that's how conspiracies work. Liam's dying laughing. Dude, she's lost her damn mind. STT. Mary's Jefferson Temple University Hospital she's working. Through the phone book. They're all calling us now because she keeps mentioning our hospital's name and demanding the truth. This is insane. I say, this is entertainment, Pamela corrects. We don't get drama this good very often. By afternoon, Fiona's social media had gone full meltdown. Facebook post, emergency. Flying home immediately. Zach is in critical condition after surgical complications. Please keep us in your prayers. My buddy Marcus texts, dude, Fiona's post says you're dying. Are you dying? I reply, texting from heaven right now. They got pudding. Bro Lamau. He responds, she said critical condition. Critically bored, maybe. I text back. Let her dig this hole. Marcus replies, already screenshotted everything. This is going to be a meme. That afternoon, I get a surprise visitor, Natalie Smith. She knocks around 3 o'clock p.m. holding a container that smells like heaven. Natalie's my neighbor, 2 doors down. Professional baker, runs a specialty cake business. From home, gorgeous like dangerously gorgeous. Always been friendly, but never crossed a line. Respect for my relationship. Hey, she says, looking genuinely concerned. Liam told me about your surgery when he was getting your mail. Brought you some homemade chicken soup. Liam told you? Wait, you made me soup? Yes, and some of those oatmeal cookies you like. Figured hospital food probably sucks. Liam appears behind me, grinning. Natalie, perfect timing. Our patient here was just complaining about the culinary experience. I was not complaining. He totally was. Come in, come in. Tell me, how long have you been waiting for Fiona to screw up this badly? And don't say you haven't. We all saw this train wreck coming. Liam, Natalie laughs. I plead. The 5th. But seriously, Zach, I'm glad you're okay. Surgery is scary stuff. She stays about 20 minutes. First real conversation I've had in days with someone who genuinely cares whether I live or die. Where's Fiona? She asks innocently. Miami, I say. During your surgery? Yep. Natalie blinks slowly. I'm sorry. What? It's a vacation. I don't even have words for that. None of us do, Liam says. Hence why I drove up from Baltimore to babysit this idiot. I glare at him. Natalie smiles. That's really sweet of you, Liam. Someone had to give a damn. Clearly wasn't going to be Fiona. After she leaves, Liam's giving me this knowing grin. What? Nothing. Just interesting timing. That's all. It's soup. It's homemade soup from the hot baker who's been waiting 3 years for you to notice her. She's being strategic, and I respect it. Shut up. You're welcome. Sarah's making excuses about having family in town. The fair weather friend network falls apart fast when the drama gets real. Day 12. I come out of the shower and find Fiona going through my phone. Who the hell is Kevin? She demands. Why are you touching my phone? I shoot back. Why is he texting you? Give me this. I snatch it out of her hand. Is he making fun of me? Fiona, enough. Don't make me throw you out the window with all your stuff. Silence. Then, why does Pamela have your number? Get out of my sight. She stomps out, slamming the door so hard it rattles. She's spiraling. My patience is evaporating. Day 15. I'm about to call my lawyer when there's a knock. It's Fiona's parents, Maria and Frank, standing in my hallway like they're at a funeral. We need to talk, Frank says. We sit. Maria immediately starts crying. We're so sorry, Zach. What she did. We raised her better than that. We didn't know the real story until Jessica told us. Frank adds, Fiona said you manipulated the hospital situation to make her look bad. I was unconscious, Frank. Hard to manipulate anything while under anesthesia. We know that now. We saw the Instagram posts, the timeline. Maria wipes her eyes. She was posting vacation pictures while you were in surgery. She embarrassed herself and the family. 27 years of raising her, Frank says. And this is what we get. We failed somewhere along the line. We're really sorry, son. And I'm glad the surgery went well. They offer to help get her out, talk some sense into her, but I can see they're done too. 27 years of enabling their daughter's selfishness, and now they've hit their limit. She's not welcome at home until she gets help, Maria says quietly. Real help. Therapy, consequences, accountability. We told her we weren't going to support this behavior anymore, Frank adds. She threatened to cut us off, Maria nods. Her exact words were, fine, I don't need parents who don't support me. The next day, Fiona is in my hallway, screaming at them, full meltdown, accusing them of taking my side, threatening to never speak to them again. I recorded through the peephole for evidence. The sound quality is awful, but you can still hear her calling her own parents traitors and manipulated idiots for not supporting her truth. These are the same parents who've bankrolled her lifestyle for years. And here she is screaming in a public hallway because they won't enable her delusions. Her friend Ashley picks her up. Ashley's got that I'm only here because I have to energy. She loads Fiona's stuff into her car while Fiona sobs dramatically about being abandoned by everyone. You'll regret this, she tells me as Ashley drags her toward the stairs. You can't destroy someone's life and get away with it. Ashley gives me an apologetic look. We both know it's temporary. Within hours of leaving, Fiona is on every social media platform telling her side of the story. Long, rambling posts about manipulation, fake medical emergencies, and how she's the real victim. The problem? She's still friends with people from my work, my gym, and my family. People who know the truth, who saw her Miami post in real time. The comments light up with people calling out her nonsense and roasting her. She starts deleting posts, but the internet is forever. People share side-by-side screenshots of her emergency rush home post and her Miami vacation pics. The hypocrisy is so obvious, a blind person could see it. The professional consequences kick in. HR at her company starts getting calls from clients who recognize her. She works in image management and now her image is toxic. My coworker Janet shares one of Fiona's rants in the office group chat with the caption, "This is why you don't air your dirty laundry on social media." The whole office sees it. My boss Mark just shakes his head and texts me, "Dodged a bullet, man." Actually dodged a whole firing squad. 2 weeks later, Ashley kicks her out. Apparently, Fiona's been blowing up at people about rent money, leaving messes everywhere, and even bringing random guys home at all hours. Ashley, bless her, posted a vague Instagram story about it. Nothing direct, just a subtle jab. Some people never learn boundaries. Yeah, housekeeping emoji included. So Fiona packs up and moves in with her friend Sarah. That lasts 12 days. Sarah eventually posts some toxic energy rant and cleaning house post. Translation: Fiona's out again. Now she's couch hopping, burning every bridge in sight. Meanwhile, her work performance nosedives. She spends her days posting rants about me instead of doing her job. Management notices. Co-workers notice. And thanks to Liam's network of mutual friends, I'm getting live updates on her spiral. She's officially become that friend, the one everyone avoids, because every conversation turns into her drama-filled victim monologue. The final straw. She goes live on Instagram for 40 minutes crying, waving around printed screenshots, and claiming I gaslit her into going to Miami just so I could set her up for failure. She's clearly been drinking. Rambling conspiracies. Even reading out text conversations that hilariously prove my point. It's like watching someone dig their own grave with a selfie stick. Her own extended family starts unfollowing her. Then, the chef's kiss, Sarah's dad, the surgeon. She once claimed said doctors exaggerate for money comments. Young lady, I've been a surgeon for 30 years. No one fakes kidney tumors for attention. She deletes the video in hours, but the internet never forgets. People downloaded it. Liam, of course, has a copy archived. That's when things really start catching up to her. By month 2 of my recovery, my life's actually good. Natalie and I are seeing each other, taking it slow. She's amazing, brings dinner 3 times a week, helps with physical therapy, and never once makes my healing process about her. Night and day compared to 3 years of walking on eggshells with Fiona. Liam's still crashing in my guest room, half for support, half because he's enjoying front row seats to Fiona's downfall. Every morning he delivers updates like he's anchoring the evening news, so Sarah kicked her out. Where is she now? Motel 6 on Route 22. Real classy. Meanwhile, Fiona's work life is circling the drain. She's still at that downtown marketing firm, but everyone recognizes her now. She even gets written up for spending hours in the office bathroom posting Instagram stories about being manipulated and abandoned. It gets so bad that her supervisor messages me on LinkedIn, "Hey man, sorry about your situation with Fiona. She's been struggling at work since the Miami thing. Just wanted you to know it's bleeding into her professional life too." Then, things cross into creepy. First, I notice her car parked across from my building at random times. Just sitting there, watching, like some discount private investigator. She camps for hours, sometimes smoking, sometimes just staring at my windows. Then, the notes start. Left on my car, scribbled on napkins and receipt paper. Stuff like, "I know what you're doing with that neighbor. You can't hide the truth forever. We had something real, and you destroyed it with lies. Classic serial killer vibes." Liam finds one note written in different colored pens, like a middle school ransom letter. He snaps photos for evidence and says, "This is restraining order territory." And then it escalates to Natalie. First, Instagram DMs, then Facebook, then her business email. Fiona finds her bakery's website and leaves fake 1-star reviews. Home wrecker. This woman targets men recovering from surgery when they're vulnerable. Predatory behavior. 0 stars. This baker destroyed my relationship by bringing soup to my fiancé. Yeah, soup. The most diabolical weapon of mass destruction. Next, she'll accuse Natalie of laundry-based terrorism. But the reviews start hurting business. Clients ask questions. Natalie has to explain. Then the threats come. "Stay away from what's mine." Homewreckers get what they deserve. Natalie admits, "I'm starting to get scared." I tell her, "Don't be scared. We're documenting everything." Then Fiona sends photos of our apartment building with captions like, "I know where you sleep," promises to make Natalie disappear. That's it. I'm done. I file for a restraining order. Evidence is airtight. Photos of her car, screenshots of threats, Natalie's recordings, the creepy car notes. Judge grants it instantly, 500 feet from me, my apartment, my workplace, and Natalie. For a week, silence. Then the grand finale. It's PM. Natalie and I are curled on the couch watching Netflix. Liam's in the kitchen making grilled cheese. It feels like the first normal night in forever. Then slam, slam, slam. Car doors outside. Heavy footsteps. Up the stairs. And pounding on my door like it's about to collapse. "Zach, I know you're in there." Fiona's voice. Slurred, desperate. "Open this freaking door." I check the peephole. She's swaying drunk, wine bottle in hand. Pajama, pants, tank top, hair a mess. "You ruined my life. Come out here and face me." Natalie hits record on her phone. Liam's already dialing 911. "You gave me 3 years. I gave you everything." She's screaming, "That neighbor turned you against me. It's a conspiracy." Then, she notices the peephole, leans in, her face warped like a goldfish against the glass. "I know you're watching. Come out here like a man." By now, neighbors' doors are cracking open. Mrs. Patterson from 3B peeks out. Mr. Johnson from 3A steps into the hall. Free entertainment. Liam hangs up with 911, grins, and says, "Want to have some fun before the cops arrive?" "What do you mean?" I ask. He disappears into the kitchen and comes back holding a container of flour. "Trust me." When Fiona kicks the door again, Liam cracks it open just enough and dumps the whole container on her head. Whoosh! She screams, flailing, covered head to toe in white powder, clawing at her face like some haunted house reject. "You psychos. This is assault." "Flour," Liam corrects, still behind the door. "Self-defense against home invasion." "Also, you look like a very angry snowman." We're doubled over laughing. The cops arrive just in time to see her outside, dusted in flour, still raging, drunk, violating her restraining order. I hand them the paperwork, printed threats, Natalie's video. The officer sighs, "Ma'am, you're under arrest for violating a restraining order, public intoxication, and harassment. They assaulted me." She shrieks. The cop just looks her up and down. "With baking supplies? Let's go." Neighbors are watching like it's live TV. Mrs. Patterson is clapping. As they drag Fiona away, she's still screaming, "Karma will get you, Zach." This isn't over. Liam leans against the doorframe, empty flour container in hand, and deadpans, "We'll be waiting, sweetheart." Last image of my ex-fiancée, covered in flour, handcuffed. screaming about victimhood while being shoved into a police car. Honestly, it should have been the cover photo for How Not to Handle a Breakup, a masterclass. The arrest even makes local news. Woman violates restraining order, gets covered in flour during domestic dispute. Her employer sees it. Her family sees it. Everyone sees it. Within 48 hours, she's fired. Her reputation already hanging by a thread snaps. 6 months later, she's out of state living with relatives who barely tolerate her. Working retail because no marketing firm will hire her. Occasionally still posting online about the injustice she suffered. Meanwhile, I'm fully recovered. Natalie and I are moving in together. Liam's got enough blackmail material to roast me at my wedding, my retirement, and my funeral, and every single morning, I thank that tumor because it showed me who Fiona really was before I made the biggest mistake of my life. Turns out the best revenge isn't success. It's watching your ex get covered in flour and hauled away in handcuffs. GG.